This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun Cole, and welcome to today's edition of the Pitstop, where you, the pit crew, you are the real star of today's show. Thank you for being here on a beautiful hump day, as we are here to talk about sim racing. And what do you got going on? It's been a good week. Max, stop it. Hey. Dog's very excited for a happy hump day. I hope you're out there doing some racing and a lot of good things are going on. Okay, apparently we have some kind of Oh, it's a fire alarm. Oh, shoot. Can you guys hear that? Not the dog, the alarm. Uh-oh. Am I gonna die? Yeah, that alarm's going crazy. Okay. I'm not sure. Give me one moment, I guess. I guess I'm just gonna... Hey, you know what? You might watch the house burn down. I'll be right back. Let me find out what's going on. Very, very sorry about that. Okay, well, this is interesting. I have firemen in the building. I have alarms going off. I have the dog going crazy, and I'm not sure. Oh, there goes the alarm again. Yeah, it could just be that. I'm not sure. I really don't know. Things are going crazy. The fire pit. We are here at the fire. All right, I'll tell you what. Why don't I get in the news real quick and see if we smell smoke and see if that dog calms down. We might have... Yeah, this is one for the books for sure. We might have to cancel this show. Hey! I don't know what to do here. This is one of those unforeseen circumstances that one cannot deal with. All right, let's quickly go into the news. What do we got going on? Why is my news not popping up? Why? Boy, nothing's working right here today. All right, you guys. Yeah, we're going to get into the news until I smell smoke. I'm going to rattle through these because I don't want to end the show. And at the same time, I don't really... Is that dog just too much? Can you guys hear him? Randall McGrew, I am so sorry. This is exactly not how it normally goes. Not how I'd like it to be. Okay. Blake Cannon wins the World of Outlaws late model thriller at Limaland. So as that series keeps going, things are starting to heat up. And yeah, heating up. Get it? That's the word of the day. Hump day. Another alarm. All right. Thriller in Limeland, so he won that. iRacing, I had to mention this week's top 10 because one of the big pit crew members, Andrew Fayash, actually made it into the top 10 hot lap highlights with this in the air pass in the Simpit truck. That's why we're talking about it, of course. Look at that. Now that is how you pass in the trucks. You do it in the air. Beautiful pass by Andrew. World's fastest gamer has made a big announcement. Tom Jones, thank you very much. Thank you there. Thank you. We are trying very hard. We are going to get through this very quickly. I still don't smell any smoke. Anyway, world's fastest gamer. The big prize has slightly changed. You know, Rudy Van Buren won the job as the F1 team sim racing driver, and now for season 2, the biggest ever prize in eSport racing. The winner is going to race for real at the most iconic circuits in the world. Millennial eSport partners with R Motorsport to provide a prize exclusively in Aston Martin race cars. F1 and Indy 500 car winner, an Indy 500 winner, Juan Pablo Montoya to lead the judging panel. World's fastest season, 400 million. Anyway, whoever's going to win this year's world's fastest gamer is going to win a season racing for Aston Martin. Hold on, you guys. That dog, I tell you what, when I adopted that dog, he was the quietest dog. We adopted him at a rescue shelter, and when we walked in, all the dogs are barking, going ballistic, going nuts. This guy was quiet as could be. Yeah, they're a little. They still have word that there's still somebody holding out in the building, and will not come out. I'm still hearing the alarms, and the dog is too. All right, anyway, so Montoya, sorry you guys, I am so sorry about the way this show is going, and again, I'm just going to rattle through it all and try to bring this one to a close because, believe it or not, I'm not having fun. This is not fun. This is stressful. Compliance is liberating. Anyway, Juan Montoya to be the judge, or one of the judge, leading the judge panel, and that's cool. Gotta love seeing that. Things are kicking off in Formula 1 2019. They say more than 100,000 people tried to qualify for the new F1 eSports series. This will be season number 3. And now they have 30, so we know the names. Do I have a link here of the 30 names? Well, we're not going to go through the whole 30 names anyway. The 30 qualifiers who will join 12 other racers at the Pro Draft on July 17th. So this is going on July 17th, which is just, 14 days away. And we will know who the drafted drivers. I gotta tell you, I really like the pro draft concept. I like that we are looking like a real sport, with each season the real teams drafting drivers. And you can say that about the NASCAR side of things. You can say that about the Formula 1 side of things. I think it's very, very cool. Tom says I have to go 30 minutes at least. He doesn't normally get to see the Wednesday pit stop. I'm sorry, Tom. I don't know if we're going to make it. This week in Forza, and, people questioned Forza Horizon with the Lego. I mean, we had a good conversation about it. I embraced it. A lot of other people were a little bit upset about it. I personally thought it was kind of cool, but maybe now they have lost their mind. So, see this racing tractor? That is the latest, greatest in the BBC Top Gear add-on to Forza the Tractor Tour. Anyway, do you want a racing tractor? Does that motivate you? Look at this beast of a Mercedes, 6-wheeled Mercedes. Some other off-road. Obviously Mercedes got involved in this one, huh? Hey, bud, if you're going to make noise, get out of here. If you're going to make noise, leave my room. Go on. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go on. Get out. No. Go. Ugh. Doesn't understand me at all. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, you. It's okay. Calm down. I think it might be over. There is the tractor. I'm sorry, you guys. This is just a nightmare show. I'm very sorry. Notice the tractor's in McLaren colors. Anyway, so that's going on there. Mean old Shaun. I mentioned FIA European Truck Racing Championship. This is by Big Ben Games and people behind WRC8. Whoops, let's replay that. There we go. He had to get a cat. Oh, we could have an argument or discussion all day. Cats versus dogs. I have my own opinions on that one. They both have their pros and they both have their cons. Let's just say that. Anyway, here is a gameplay trailer coming out from them. One thing that I didn't know about these, did you know that you can overheat your brakes when racing a big giant truck? And in the game, and I'm assuming this is in real life, it just scared the heck out of me. You actually pour water. You inject water onto your brakes to cool them down. To me, that sounds like how you would shatter metal, like take scorching hot metal and squirt water on it. But apparently that's what they do in truck racing. If any of you know more about truck racing than I do and you can confirm such a thing, I'd love to know that that is in fact true. But when you're driving, you'll see steam coming out of the wheels when the brakes are being cooled. And if you don't, you will run out of brakes in that game from what I've played. Let's see here. Drift 19 is now doing a closed beta that you can sign up for. So it's not just going out to the entire world, but you need to have Drift 19 on your Steam wish list. You can do that just by going to Steam. And then send them an email, and they give the email right here. I'm going to go ahead and put it right into the chat for... Whoops. Whoa. Hey. For all of you guys. If you would like to take part in Drift 19's closed beta... Make sure you add it to your wish list on Steam and then email them there. Link to your profile so they can find you and assume that you have it on your wish list. Let's see, make sure... Anyway, there's some info here. I'm not going to read it all, but if you want to know all of it, having a steering wheel is appreciated, but not mandatory. I'm sure if you make the argument that you have a handbrake and everything because you're so into drift... well, then you'll probably increase your chances of being selected as well. So if you want to take part in the closed beta, you can do that via that email I just did, or you can go to the Drift 19 website or their Facebook page. TTL eSport. This is actually really amazing. I don't know the story behind the story, but one of Australia's oldest sim racing teams, TTL eSport, which was formed in 2006 by Greg Stewart and Ian Travis. For the last 13 years, they've continued to be one of the leading forces in Australian sim racing season, and I think it extends beyond that, but they've dominated in the Cadillacs, in the iRacing V8 Supercar Series, V8 Scops, VRS GT World Championship, and more recently the World of Outlaws Champ. They're closing their doors. Not a lot of reason to why, but if you think about leaderboards and things that we've covered over the last segment of time, couple years, TTL is always providing drivers into these boards, so it's very shocking. They're talking about a little bit of a fall off in drivers. I'm wondering how much the God, that poor dog. That poor Shaun. Anyway, that's going on. All right. We just the other day were talking about Gran Turismo, how wonderfully they've supported GT Sport. Polyphony, we should really say. And now it turns out that Gran Turismo is in the works. That is kind of been confirmed. It will be part of the launch title for the PS5 or whatever it ends up being called. And it is a combination of past, present, and future. Hold on, let me go get him to shut up. Hey! You can't just keep barking. You cannot just keep barking. You know, I don't mind that a dog barks. That's their job. But when the dog goes mental and doesn't stop barking, I don't know how to deal with that. It's one of the reasons I'm glad I don't have children. Like, it's like, wait, what is wrong with your common sense meter? How is your brain not recognized that it stopped? There's no emergency. Why is the chair wearing a shirt? Oh, because I put my shirts over my chair when they're going to be worn again. Anyway, it will be a combination of past, present, and future, is what they're saying. And a little write-up here at GT Planet about what we're all anticipating the next version of Gran Turismo. There he goes. Now, I don't even have to say anything. I just look at my dog, and if I go over there and just look at him, he'll stop. It's just, he goes away from me. Article here at Game Crate talking about how to get good at sim racing. Things that you've heard me talk about many a times. Choose a sim, not an arcade racer. I think that's a pretty good starting point if you want to be a real sim racer. Manual first, manual always. That's right. We're doing this for real. We're not, we're not looking for the driving aids. Choosing a sys. I don't even know what they said, but I think that's valid. I think you need to have the appropriate sys. I used to be like Mr. Turn traction control off, turn everything off, ABS, whatever. And now, and you'll see this as a setting in a lot of the games nowadays, where it's what the game has. Modern GT3 cars have these devices built in. Why should you challenge yourself beyond the point that a real-life driver does it? A Kona silence room. Yes, wouldn't that be nice? Sorry about today's show, you guys. It's driving me insane. I'm trying to do this with enthusiasm, and at the same time, it's going crazy here. So, yes, I am in Southern California. Dogs. No, we have, Derek, no, we have alarms going off. The fire department's here. Something's going on. I'm not sure if they're testing or reacting to something, but I have alarms going off. I haven't seen smoke. I don't smell smoke, so I'm not too panicked. I got a window right there I could jump out of if I had to. Go slow to go fast. How to handle corners. Great advice. We always talk about go slow to go fast. Turn on your driving line, but learn to read the track. Now, I'm not an advocate of the driving line unless you've never been to a track before. And then it's a good idea to use the driving line to kind of just give you a heads up. But at some point, you got to break that tie, that driving aid, and you got to turn that off and learn the track without the driving line. And more importantly, you're driving with the driving line hot lapping. Not only is it going to change when you turn the line off, but when you add cars and you cannot necessarily go on the perfect driving line, you're going to have to know the track that way as well. But I do think that is appropriate. Smokeless fire. It's a vape fire. Oh, we get plenty of earthquakes. And scary is that we haven't had one in a very long time. I love Max. It's that he's having a hard time that's bothering me more than and I hear him scratching the door. Max, come here, buddy. One track, one car, mini laps. Want to get good? You got to buckle down. I have a few friends who've gotten into sim racing, and I hear about how one day they're driving this, the next day they're driving this, the next day this, and that. Can I confine him? Yeah, but he just started going and scratching that door, and it was too noisy. So at least he's a little bit out of the way. And then lastly, they say get a racing wheel. You want to race for real? What was the title of the article? How to get good in sim racing. Well, chances are you're not going to get that good without a wheel. We've talked about Wreckfest. We've talked about Wreckfest going to the consoles. We now have an official date. August 27th is when Wreckfest will officially be on the consoles. You'll be able to play what all of us PC guys have been doing for a long time now and enjoying. 3 entirely new tracks. I believe those were the community tracks that they converted. 1 new derby area, 3 crazy challenge vehicles, new reward car for finishing the career mode, new and improved career events, several new paint jobs for existing vehicles, additional daytimes for all tracks, and some other cool stuff being added. Standard edition will be $40 in the US. Digital Deluxe Edition will be $60 in the US. And we have to kind of think and wonder, how will this affect Wreckfest on the PC? What we've known, will the upgrades go into the PC? Will further development go into the PC? Is this being converted to a console title? I can only assume and hope that it will remain multiple. Don't know about cross-platform, Tim. That's a great question. I didn't see anything in this particular article that addressed that. I would love to know, though. Wouldn't that be great? Turge says he lost his force feedback in Dirt Rally 1 yesterday and went faster than ever. Interesting. That's something that we've been more and more... Ah, another one. Bye. Bye. He was just in here. Losing my mind here, you guys. Race department talking about new MotoGP 19, the update release. Received new update across all platforms earlier in this week. Update notes added performance quality mode, performance improvements up to 60 frames per second. Quick modes, gameplay, editors, AI improvements, things like that. Very cool for the MotoGP players out there. PC will make fodders of the consoles. Not sure. That game plays very well on a gamepad, so I'm not sure we have any kind of inherent advantages other than our skill set, but never underestimate a straight gamer. Grid reboot has been delayed following great reception at E3. Interesting headline. This is at True Achievements. And they go on to kind of talk about the incredible, overwhelming feedback and reception that it was given at E3, and yet Grid wasn't shown at E3 in anything other than that Lee Mathers, and that is his name, interview that was done from E3. So I'm a little upset that they're patting themselves on the back for this incredible, overwhelming, great reception to something they talked about and showed in an interview and didn't have any gameplay at the world's biggest gaming show on Earth. Kind of interesting, isn't it? Max! Shut up! Oh, another one. He's not going to shut up at all. Anyway, that has been delayed. We did have a date. Where was the date? We had a date. I had it somewhere. October 8th. Now launch on October 11th. I'm sorry. October 11th. Ultimate Edition. They're going to do that same tease. The pre-order Ultimate Edition will still get 3 days of early access. Woo! Give them money for 3 days. 3 days of early access starting October 8th. Grid was great fun. All right, DCD Simulation Wind Simulator and review by Hamed. Sim Racing Hardware News and Reviews has this right up on that guy's review. Not sure how long I'm going to continue to cover reviews of reviews of reviews. But there you go. I like wind simulators. That's why I didn't mind doing this. With the VR, if I had VR, the wind simulator would be one of my next upgrades. I do have VR. If I raced in VR, I think I'd make wind one of my next upgrades just to get a little bit of comfort in addition to that extra feeling. What else? Okay, so this has nothing to do with sim racing except for that it's totally sim racing. Go on board with Scott Dixon for IndyCar's first aero screen simulation. Now, this is IndyCar using Scott Dixon, the IndyCar driver here at Long Beach, driving with their new windscreen, or a windscreen option. This looks like the F1 thing. I thought the windscreen for IndyCar was going to be a little like plexiglass windshield type one. This sure looks just like the F1 windscreen to me. But this is Scott Dixon giving it a go at Long Beach in an IndyCar version and having no visibility issues. We talked about this. I was using the, whatever you want to call the safety bar in the F1 game, and a lot of people were giving me a hard time. And I was saying, well, I've gotten used to kind of looking around it. And they mentioned, sure, like maybe in VR you could look around it. That wouldn't be a big deal. But with it fixed, it's really obstructing quite a bit. And in real life, you would be able to just kind of move your head slightly if you needed to. You can see Scott Dixon doing exactly that, looking around that bar a little bit when needing to find apex, things like that. But really cool video, and this is straight out of IndyCar. 3 minutes, 39 seconds of Scott Dixon driving a very, very over-the-top incredible simulator with a Red Bull Advanced Technologies. Hey, no barking. This was sent in to me by my buddy Mike. WCS League, $1,000 knockout R Factor 2 launch. So this is something else spawning out right now. This comes on the heels of them having a very successful Magani Cup final. And now they are doing this with the WCS League. Open to all, raced on Monday nights using the Marusha with the partially fixed setup. Whoops. Sorry about that. With a partially fixed setup on R Factor 2 by Studio 397, drivers will qualify for the series with an opportunity to win $1,000 courtesy of Mode 4 and Avid Chronic Racing. So this is kind of cool. This is what we talk about, those lower level competitions. Maybe not enough money on the line to attract the Team Redline, for example. But something that maybe those who have some skills and want to put in the work could actually find themselves in the money and winning something. And nope, it's just me freezing. Tonight is Lionheart at Texas. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make the race tonight. I'm going to try. So we're on standby maybe for tonight myself, but this will be streamed on GSRC via iRacing eSport Network. Some of the best. You think about the guys in this league. I talk about it every week when I race against them, and I'm so humbled when I run with Lionheart because they are so talented. It's like one of those moments where I feel like I've been dropped into a top split room, and can I defend myself against the pro sim racers of the world? It should be a great race. Texas is going to make for some excitement. So if I'm not streaming it, you're definitely going to want to get over to iRacing eSport Network and check it out with the guys from the GSRC broadcasting it. That'll be at 9:35 Central Time. I believe I go on the air at about 7:40, if I'm not mistaken. 7:40 my time. If I do... Oh, another one. All right. We're almost to the end here, you guys. I'm dying here today. A few rigs that we want to show off. Lazy Boy Racer. I love it. He's just got a wheel stand. I've got two of them here that I got to open up and test. And, you know, if you don't have the space, your wife won't let you have a room, you have a girlfriend, you want to do some racing over at her house, maybe a wheel stand and a chair isn't a terrible option. Maybe you just need to be able to do a big screen. Maybe that's where you do your console gaming. Maybe it's a great thing that Wreckfest is coming out. Then again, I wouldn't want my girlfriend watching me play Wreckfest. She'd think I was suicidal or some kind of a killer, one or the other. But gotta love that's on a minimalistic. You can race like a pro in that kind of a setup, so I'm going to applaud that effort. We got what looks like a P1 racing chassis here, nice and clean with some trophies up on the desk or on the shelf. Gotta like that. This guy's put some money into his rig, and it's nice and quiet. Looks like, what wheel rim is that? That looks like a Xperience wheelbase, if I'm not mistaken. And, yeah, anyway, nice looking rig there. Another P1 in black this time with a direct drive. That's a podium wheel, actually, on that one. He's got his Recaro sticker. I'm not sure if that's a real Recaro. He's got, a little jealous. He's got that 49-inch curved. And then look at that microphone this guy's got. Not sure who this is. This is Eric Gustav. I'm not sure if any of you have ever... I'm assuming he does some streaming with that microphone. Or is that just the microphone he uses to chat with the public? Not sure. What else? Why is this page here? What happened? What was there? Not sure why that was there. Doug Hawley did a challenge. So you guys know Doug Hawley goes by H-Carb on Project Cars. He did a hot lap challenge getting 19th place in whatever they're doing. If you're going to send me screenshots, try to get me the information. All I can know is it's in the Lamborghini Veneno. Did I say that right? Never even heard of the Veneno. LP750, he ran a 1:52.518 if you want to try to beat Doug Hawley at that. And then lastly, and I'm sorry I should have covered this on Monday. I wanted to go after it, and I still might. Brian Ostrike sent this in, and he's gone after another form of leaderboard that we can attack or use is on iRacing. They have a bunch of time attack competitions. So this is the MX5 Cup at Scuba, and he ran, my eyes are failing me, a 1 minute 3.956 if I'm reading that correctly. Brian, I'm going to try to go put in a time and see if I can get after you. And again, if you go after any of the leaderboards, any of those community challenges, send me a screenshot and maybe we'll get others to come after you, and you can throw down the gauntlet in any of your favorite sims, and I'm going to continue to do the same. In fact, if I can get a little bit of strength back, you guys wouldn't believe how much pain I'm still in. I'm going to try to do some driving today just to get the blood flowing. So anyway, that's going to do it for what has been a complete nightmare of a show for me. Tom, I made 30 minutes just for you. Just for you, buddy. I stretched it as long as I could. I can't take any more of the buzzer. I can't take any more of the dog. I'm going to put him on a leash and get him out of here and not listen to this barking anymore. Tom Jones, thank you so much. Thank you very much. Sorry, you guys, for the weird show. Tune in later. We will have more content coming today. Yesterday, I released a butt kicker review. If you've been in sim racing for a long time, you know the butt kicker. You don't need my review. If you've been following me a long time ago, almost 10 years ago, I already reviewed a butt kicker, and there haven't been a ton of changes. The amp's a little more substantial, but the theories are the same. But I noticed that there was just nothing on the Simpit about butt kicker, and with us getting so many new viewers to the sim racing market, I wanted them to see some of those essentials like a butt kicker. So be sure to check it out. You'll see my latest thoughts on the butt kicker and that review, which came out just yesterday here at the Simpit. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Help us continue to grow. We are across 40,000 mark. We are going to hit the 50,000 mark soon, I hope. And if you can think of what I need to do as my 50,000 challenge, since I guess 100 push-ups was the 40K challenge, we'll have to come up with something good for the 50K challenge, and it will take a while to get there, but we can start planning ahead already. Beyond that, thumbs up this show if you enjoyed it. I didn't. I might have to give this one a thumbs down. Max, you have been the star of the show. Thank you for being such a neurotic, psycho, obsessive dog. It made today's show one of a kind. That's going to do it for this one. Get out there, do some sim racing. Happy hump day to everybody out there. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track.